Ranking the best offensive playbooks in Madden 24. We are here with the first playbook tier list of Madden 24. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on every single one of these, where they rank in the game. And the first one we got right here is run and gun. I think the main reason you would run this is the trip side in and also the tight flex. I don't think it's the best playbook in the game, but I think it's really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and start it out with the A tier. I really like this run and gun playbook. After that, we get the run and shoot playbook. I think this playbook is pretty awful, especially because like a lot of books now get flanker close. That was kind of what this was known for. For me, it's going to be F tier. I think it's one of the worst ones in the game. We get run heavy right here. Has a good bunch tight end, pretty good Y off trio weak as well. The under center formations are pretty interesting too. For me, C or D tier. I think it's solid. I just think if you're running bunch tight end, there are better options, but I think it's okay. I think it's somewhat usable. And now right after that, we get West Coast. West Coast has a very strong argument for the best bunch in the game. Also has some really good under center stuff with like strong close and all the near formations. I think West Coast is going to be our first S tier playbook of the video. And now we get the run balance offense. I really don't see anything in this book that's good. For me, I'm also going to put it F tier. And right after that, we get the pass balance or the spread playbook. This is an offense right here that can be really, really effective in the game because how good RPOs are, man, they have a ton of them too. Maybe it is S. I'm gonna put it at like the top end of A right now. I'm trying to be very, very strict with what we have S, but I think pass balance, the spread playbook is really, really good. Right after that, we get the balance playbook. I think this has a pretty unique A slot, and that's really the reason why I would run it. Other than that, I really don't think it offers you much, and I think A slot is decent this year. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the D tier. I think it's kind of lacking elsewhere, but overall, somewhat solid. And finally, right here, we have the air raid playbook. Now, this is a playbook that you can't get in Madden 24 Ultimate Team, but it is in the reg rosters. Eventually, I assume it will be an Ultimate Team. Now, this right here is essentially the Cardinals playbook from last year. Has gun cluster. I think gun cluster can actually be somewhat decent this year, especially because it does a lot of things that like bunch, kind of like a bunch set and a trip set had a baby almost. Kind of a weird way to put it, but you kind of know what I mean, right? So air raid for me, I'm going to put it C tier once again. I don't think anyone can run it right now. This is something that has potential though. Maybe it's B, maybe it's A. Like if it was an Ultimate Team right now, I would for sure run it, give it a chance. And now we get the 49ers offense right here. This is majority under center. Has a lot of good stuff under center. I don't really like their shotgun formations too much. Tight Y off is pretty decent. This obviously depends on play style, but for me, it's going to be like in the C tier once again. I think it's like somewhat solid if you want to like run the ball in the center. And I also kind of wish they kept their strong close from last year. Like if they kept their strong close from last year, I'd put it B. And I also think this book is something that could get better once we get Howrah Master. All right, now we get the Bears playbook right here. This is a sleeper playbook. I actually like the Bears playbook. They have some good RPOs. They have a decent tight slot tap back week. They're missing one play in flood. This is going to be our first B tier playbook. This is something that I really want to try out because I think it can actually be good. Has a good bunch strong with the RPO. Has a full bunch strong, I believe. The reason you would run this, in my opinion, the audible from bunch strong to tight slot tap back week. Also, they have some good RPOs too. I may even be sleeping on the Bears playbook, but I'm going to put a B. All right, now we got the Bengals. This is one of the few playbooks that kind of stayed the exact same from last year, the main formations. They added bunch X nasty though. To me, Bengals has the best tight slot tap back week in the game, and I love the audible from bunch to tight slots. You also get tight Y off, bunch strong, and again, bunch X nasty. So for me, I think Bengals, one of the best playbooks in the game, not even close. Now we get the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, this is how I would describe the Bills playbook, and you might not like my take on this. They have a good everything, but they have a master of none. And the reason this playbook is going to rank high for me is specifically one play in their pistol. The RPO read flat play is such a gotcha play. Some people call it the RPO glitch. For me, it's going A tier. And like I said, I think it has a lot of good formations. This is another book that I think gets a lot better when we do get Howrah Master because you could really start to freestyle a lot in these just base formations. After that, we get the Denver Broncos playbook. This is a super unique playbook this year. I feel like their gun box is a lot of fun to run. Don't really know about the effectiveness of it, but I tried it out. And like I said, it was pretty fun. Also has a full gun tight from like last year. Also has bunch strong nasty as well. I think it's actually a really good playbook. I am once again putting it A tier. After that, we get the Cleveland Browns playbook. Overall, I think this is a very solid. It's just to me, like, why would you run this over other playbooks? It's kind of like they have some decent formations again, but it's like they have some of the good plays in there, not all the good plays. You know what I'm saying? Overall, they have a lot of balance. They have some good RPOs as well. I am willing to put this once again in the C tier. For me, they're more like bottom in the C, but again, I just think it's a relatively like pretty decent playbook. I'm so mad what they did to the Bucks playbook, man. It was so good last year, and this year it's just so much worse. They took so much stuff out of it. They added a lot of cool formations in, like pistol bunch X nasty, for example, right? Has like 6 plays though. So they took out like one of the most deep playbooks. And I also think they're like the Bucks for a while were known for their spread, and now it's like that offense is just gone. So for me, it's going like, I kind of want to put it F, but realistically, I'm going to put it D. Now the Cardinals offense right here is the exact same as the Cleveland Browns. So I have to put them literally right by each other. Now this is a book that I think got a million times worse. The Chargers, for me, it's going F. It's going F. I really don't think there's any reason to run the Chargers offense. They took out almost everything that was good in it. And I know they got a new offensive coordinator, but this playbook's pretty awful. Now we get the Chiefs / Washington, have the exact same playbook. This is a book that becomes S in my opinion when we get Howard Master. For me though, they're both just going A. I really like them, but again, I just don't. And I also think they're like kind of better than Bills and Broncos. Ooh, that might be a hot take. And now after that, we get Colts and Eagles. Colts and Eagles has the best bunch in the game and also has so many RPOs. They are both going in the S tier for me. These two playbooks are probably the two best in the game. Headaches to deal with. The audible from bunch to bunch strong, and also like they have the trips tight end with the running back on the same side that has like all the good RPOs. These two books right here I think are borderline unstoppable. Chargers and Cowboys have the same playbook, so I'm gonna put them both D tier. And maybe I could CMC. I could see the justification for that. From doubles hip to tight Y off week, I actually don't mind that. Maybe I could CMC. After that, we get the Miami Dolphins playbook. I am also gonna lean and put it C tier. It's actually different from the 49ers this year. They got tight slots halfback week, which I really do like. And also right here, I'm gonna move air raid up to B. I really think this playbook will be really good, and I don't want the Bears to be alone in B. After that, we get the Falcons playbook. The Falcons have a pretty good bunch with deep corner, Y curl, speed dig, pretty good tight Y off as well. I don't mind this playbook at all. I think it is once again like kind of along this like B tier lines and right by Bears. I really don't mind that. I think they're a little bit worse than like Broncos, Bills. Obviously has a better bunch, but I feel like these playbooks offer you a little bit more than Falcons, but I still think Falcons is good. So now we get the Giants offense right here. It's kind of like a mix between the Cowboys, Chargers, and also the Bills offense. For me, it's going to go like C tier. I think it's a little bit better than this. It does have some RPOs that you can throw at your opponents, and it kind of has the same audible around as Chargers and Cowboys, but also has like the pistol plays of Bills. So I'm going to lean C tier right now. I think it's like a worse version of Bills. Now we get the Jags playbook. The reason you would run this, I think, is trio offset, and they took out the bunch in this. I think it's pretty bad. I'm willing to put it F. Maybe it's not F. I'll put a D. I'll put a D, but man, they took out like a lot of good stuff in this one too. Now we get the New York Jets playbook. Almost everyone you see kind of runs Jets, and I'm willing to put it S. I actually think Colts and Eagles are a better playbook. I think Jets has more formations to throw around, but pure effectiveness, double posts, and these RPOs in these playbooks, I think are a little bit better. And that might be a bad take. You might disagree, but yeah, I think Jets still one of the best playbooks in the game. I'm not saying Jets is bad. I'm saying Jets is still one of the best. I just like Colts and Eagles a little bit more. Talk about a playbook they sent to the Shadow Realm. I mean, they took out almost everything that was good about the Lions playbook. They don't even have a good bunch anymore. They have bunch X Nasty, which has like 6 plays in it. They have a good bunch tight end. I think it's better than the balance playbook. I'm willing to put it by the run heavy, kind of like where run heavy has Y off trio weak and bunch tight end. I think that's a good spot for it. Now we get the Packers right here. The Packers is one of the best trips tight end books in the game. I really like the Packers playbook. This is also going to be an S tier playbook. If you're a trips player, it's either this or another playbook we're going to cover. It's more like bottom in the S for me, but I still really like it. All right, the Panthers playbook right here makes me mad because they have trips tight end now, which that's like their meta formation in the game, and they don't have 4 verts in their trips tight end. Like, why don't they have 4 verts? Panthers playbook to me, I just think it's one of the worst trips tight ends you're going to see. I'm going to put a D tier. After that, we get the Patriots playbook that kind of stayed the exact same, but added more under center formations. Only formation in the game with U trips, which is a meta offense, has great trips tight end. Also got bunch strong now as well, and has a pretty decent bunch, has some plays you can throw at the ops as well. And this is an S tier playbook for me. Love the Patriots playbook. After that, we get the Raiders playbook. This kind of stayed the same, but instead of having U trips now like the Patriots do, they have like the old Saints Y off trio weak. Has the same bunch as before. I think that makes them a lot worse. For me, this is another playbook going in B, and I think Falcons is better, but this is another playbook that I think does have potential. It's just kind of like, if they had U trips, they would be right up here with Patriots for me. Now we get the Rams offense. This is the offense that I run. I love this offense. That's not going to make me biasly rank them. For me, I think it's an A tier playbook. I think it is really good. I chose the Rams playbook because it has some of the meta stuff, but also has a little like wrinkle that I could create on my own. And yeah, I'm not saying it's the best best playbook in the game, but it's my favorite offense, right? So objectively, I think the Rams playbook is A, don't think it's S. Also, I think the Rams playbook does slightly struggle in the red zone because you're kind of missing out on like the RPOs of these playbooks that just result in easy touchdowns. Now we get the Ravens playbook right here. This is a tough one. This is one that I think the bunch actually becomes pretty good when we get Howard Master, and I think clear out is one of the better plays. They offer you something that no other playbook does. For me, they're also going in this A tier, and I can see the justification for S. Like I get like all the runs and stuff and pistol, it's like unique. I just am leaning more A than I am S. Another playbook that got sent to the shadow realm, the Saints. The Saints I feel like is unique and it offers you a little something. The empty triple stack I think is annoying. Also, the stack Y flex is actually good though. The stack Y flex is good. For me, is that enough to put a B tier though? I think it's more C. It can offer you a lot of stuff, but again, kind of like the Lions, man. This playbook just got sent to the shadow realm with half the stuff that was good in it. Now we got the Seahawks right here. This was one of the playbooks they really hyped up with a bunch of the changes they made. They have like tight doubles. They have a Y off trips week or something like that. That kind of gives me like Y off trio week. To me, this playbook though, this is kind of like what EA does, right? Like they say, oh, we added this, we added this, we added this new formation. Like the new formations have like 6 plays though. I'm not saying this playbook is bad. I just think it's more along the lines like D tier than anything. Pistol Bunch X Nasty has like 6 plays in it, right? This is pretty much what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, they added like new formations. It's just like a name of a new formation. It's not really like substance in my opinion. Like they added Y off trips to this playbook, has like a couple RPOs, which is nice for the red zone, but has like 3 passing plays, you know? Now we got the Steelers playbook. Love the Steelers playbook. They kept a lot of their stuff from last year, their bunch, their tight doubles. They added trips tight end, added bunch strong. I think this is one of the better playbooks in the game. This is going S tier for me. And kind of like what I said about Green Bay, I don't think it's like top in the S tier, but I think it is still S tier. Now we get the Houston Texans right here. This was a playbook that I started out in, and really like, I thought the Bunch X Nasty was going to be better than what it was. For me, this playbook is like, okay though. I'm willing to put a B tier. Once we get Howard Master 2, I could see it being a little bit higher, but has shotgun Bunch X Nasty and also tight Y off. I think this is decent, but again, gonna lean B over anything. Now we got the Titans playbook right here. Titans and Falcons are almost the same exact playbook. The difference is Falcons and their bunch, they have, I think it's corner strike, and Falcons have a read option. So that's really the difference between the two. And finally, right here, we have the Vikings playbook. I'm also gonna put the Vikings playbook B because kind of like the Texans, it's like tight Y off and bunch tight end instead of shotgun Bunch X Nasty. But yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on all the playbooks and Madden 24 Ultimate Team. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Do you think anything should go up? Do you think anything should come down? If you did enjoy this video though, you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best things in Madden. If you guys want to see me play live, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with the follow. We have been grinding the streams over there, so I greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch and you want another video to watch, check this one out right here. This was my Jerry Rice gameplay.